And somebody can look back and go, I'm not even talking about last year, but I'm talking about last night. If you could just look back over your life. You should have been gone a long time ago. But there was two twins that. Anybody know the twins I'm talking about? Anybody know about the twins I'm talking about? They're called Grace and Mercy. When that situation should have caused me to lose my mind. When I lost all, I worked so hard for it, I had to start back over again. I should have been in somebody's crazy house, but Grace. When I made that commitment to ministry and I slid back was Grace. When I said I wasn't going to do it no more and I did it again, Grace. Grace said, I said I wasn't taking that drink no more. And I took that drink and I started to drive myself home. I thought I could make it. But it wasn't you. You don't drive that good when you drunk. It's called Grace. When I should have had cancer, when I should have had HIV, all these things that I should have had. And I went to go get my doctor report because I've been around sleeping around. I've been sleeping unprotected. And I went to the doctor and got my report. Doctor said I hadn't detected anything yet. Grace! Everybody know what I'm talking about in this place. So when you walk into the house of God, you got to make this thing personal. Because see, you don't know my story and I don't know yours. But when I begin to think about the goodness of Jesus, see, I can only speak for myself. I can't speak for you. I can only speak for myself. I know the hell and the trials and the bad decision making I made in my life. I can only speak for myself. Grace and mercy. So that's why I can say there is none like you. All right. I need my true worshipers on this one. If you ain't no worshiper, just remain seated. No one else touched mine. See, I'm beginning to reflect over my life now. Yeah. I can search. See, I'm making this worship personal today. I don't know about you. There's none like you. Come on, let's reflect over our life. Come on. Yeah. Woo! Oh, it's real, people. I'm telling you, there's no good that you done so great. No one else. This is for the real worshipers that been through some stuff. If you ain't been through nothing, you can't worship. But it doesn't stop right there. Your praise doesn't stop right there. I need you to testify. Your praise doesn't stop right there. I give you too much now to worship. This is where true worship will take off. Think about what you've been through. Think about it. Think about the mistakes that you have made. Think about it. I can't close my mouth, oh God, because I've been through too much, God. Yeah. Come on, worship us. You got to dig deep in this thing. I've been through too much. God, I've been through too much. Yeah. Come on, reach way down. I've been through too much. Come on. To worship you. Come on, all over the building. I've been through too much. Yes, I have. Yes, I have. Yes, I have. I've been through too much. Yeah. To worship you. I've been through too much. Yeah. Come on, one more time. I've been through too much. To worship you. Come on, God said, I came to hear from you today. You ought to talk back to God. Come on. You ought to talk back to God. You ought to talk back to him today. He has truly made a way out of no way for you. You ought to talk back. I came to hear from you today. I came to hear you. He said, I'm here, I'm resting. You ought to. It was no good on my heart, but I'm still here. 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 He tried to take my life, but I'm still here. He tried to take my family, but I'm still here. But I'm still here. But I'm still here. Listen, I'm afraid if somebody don't get what they came looking for today, yeah, that this could very much be it for you. Because everybody can tell me when they was born, but can't nobody tell me when they get ready to die. So why I have this opportunity, God, I'm going to begin to release and tell you thank you, God. See, it's very rude for you, for God to do something for you and you don't tell him thank you. That's very rude. And God said, I brought you this morning. I kept you last night. You woke up, nobody in your family was dead. So God said, I did something for you, and in return, you want to tell me thank you. I wish I had a few people that appreciate what God has done in his life. You didn't dot all your I's, you didn't cross all your T's, but God, I come to tell you, I come to tell I've been through too. I don't see how you can do it. I don't see how you can do it. I've been through too. Who know your story better than you? I've been through too. Say hallelujah, hallelujah. I worship this real. Come on. Say, Lord, I love you. Lord, I love you. Come on, I worship this for real, God. I didn't want to play with you. Say, God, I thank you. Say, God, I thank you. My worship is for real. Say, God, I love you. Say, God, I love you. My worship is for real. Say, yeah, yeah. My worship is for real. Say, yeah, yeah. My worship is for real. Because my worship, yes, God. Because my worship, because my worship. Come on, give God praise in this place. Because my worship, my worship. Now your worship is for real. You have to show some pride. If your worship for real, you want to show, come on, you want to show some pride. If it's for real, you want to show. I'm trying to help somebody. I'm trying to help somebody. Give it out to God. We shoot ahead of my life, amen. And we thank God for another day, amen. We want to welcome you to Beyond the Walls Outreach. Come on, make some noise for them. Maybe they ain't been here before, but
Thank you, Jesus.
I make no apologies for. You may have your seats. You may have your seats. I make no apologies for being Holy Spirit led. And as you can see, cornbread fed. Amen. Somebody will testify to that. Amen. It's amazing when you can let God use you and still eat good. Amen. Look at God. Amen. Somebody got some cornbread waiting on collard greens. Amen. Fat back, pig back. Amen. Pig knuckles, pig hands, pig feet. Amen. Y'all know we don't throw nothing away. We eat everything on the pig. Amen. Pig toenails. Amen. Pig ankles. Come on, somebody. Y'all know what we're talking about. Come on, we eat everything possibly. We don't throw nothing away on the animal. Amen. So we honor God today. Amen. We thank God for all of you. Amen. Get out your bed, because sometimes, amen, when the rain begins to fall, amen, we get a little extra sleepy. Amen. And you know that blanket get a little more warmer. Now, you know what I'm talking about. And the pillow get a little more softer. And sometimes it's just hard to get, come on, Solomon, you know what I'm talking about. It's hard to get out that bed when the rain just hit the top of that house. Amen. It's hard to get up. Amen. But somebody made up in their mind today. What comes me? Through sleet, through storm, through rain, through snow, that I made a vow to the Lord that I was going to come into his house today. So you ought to give yourself a hand. You can allow this rain to keep you in your bed. And while you're clapping, amen, can you put your hands together, amen, for the best part of me, amen? The pumpkin to my pie, amen. The red to my red velvet cake, amen. The collards to my greens, amen. The butter to my grits. The sugar to my Kool-Aid. And the icing to my cupcake, amen. Y'all put your hands together for Lady Tequila, amen. That was pretty good. I've been working on that all week. That was good. I've been working hard on that one. Amen. I've been working, amen. Amen. And to our leadership team, amen. Some of the best people you ever want to meet. We have an awesome, awesome team here at BTW. And I'm so glad, amen, that they allow me, amen, to lead them in the next phase of their life, amen. And one more hand to put together before we get into this word, amen. To the mother of this house, amen. Who sits on the second row today, amen. With her red top, amen. And with that hair that's slayed today, amen. Go ahead, brother. Hit him with it one time. Hit him with it. You better let them youngsters know, amen. Amen. You ain't stop. That age don't stop nothing, amen. Yes, sir. It just get better, like wine, amen. Get better with time. Anybody know what I'm talking about? I ain't 23 no more, amen. But I dare anybody to test me on that basketball court, because I still beat your behind, amen. Ain't stop nothing yet. I can still do what I used to do. We just get better with time. We get wiser. Amen. Now I'm not trying to dribble you, amen. Now I'm trying to beat you up now. I'm stronger now. I know how to use my size now, amen. So we get wiser. We're supposed to get wiser, amen. Amen. He said, I called the young, amen, because they're strong. Amen. You know why he called the old, amen. Amen. You're a little wiser now, amen. You're supposed to be anyway, amen. So we thank God. To all our first time visitors, amen, we welcome you this morning. Amen. We're not going to be before you long. We got quite a few things we need to do today. Amen. Today is our new members' graduation. Somebody put their hands together for that. So we have 4 of our newest members that has completed the course. Amen. So we're going to celebrate them today. Amen. Amen. Anybody by the name of Sister Rose? Amen. Do you know about her? Amen. She's in the house. Sister Vaughn Wilkerson, she's in the house. Yeah. Sister Lex Anderson, she's in the house. And the birthday girl herself, Sister Arlene, is in the house. Amen. Amen. Thank God for her. Amen. So let's go. Amen. You got your word. Amen. Amen. We thank God for our awesome musician team. Amen. Awesome worshipers. Our worship team. Amen. Amen. God is, amen, taking them to higher heights. Amen. And I'm glad to be a part. Let's go to, amen. Last week, God allowed us to speak, and I'm not going to be before you long, but I do want to release this to you. Amen. God allowed us to speak on last week from the topic, take a stand. And anybody remember the rest? And make a decision. Amen. And as I went on my way last week after leaving here, I began to realize the importance of the words that God is releasing in this house. There's no word that's coming back void. So everything that's been spoken in this house today, you ought to grab hold to it. And I don't just need you to be a hearer of the word, but I need you to be a doer. Yes. Yes. Because the word last week said, take a stand and make a decision. I found out during the week why that word, amen, was so important on last week. And God is charging you that are here today that there's some things in your life that you need to take a stand on. Yes. Because one thing that I found about an enemy, he loves a confused mind. Yes. He loves people that can make up their mind what they want to do. Yes. And as long as you allow the enemy to play mind games with you, you'll never take a stand in your life. Yes. So today, I encourage you today, amen, as we get into part 2, I didn't know it was going to be a series, but we're going to hit part 2 today. And today, we're just going to hit from the topic, it's worth the sacrifice. Yes. Whatever it may be that God is trying to detach you from. Yes. Oh, you got to hit me on this. Come on. It's worth it. Yes. And I know some of us, we've been dealing with some habits. Yes. We've been dealing with some addictions for a long, long time. But I'm telling you that God has given you the power and the authority to take control over your life. How long? That's what the prophet asked the people. How long will you wrestle between two opinions? There's some of us, we in today and we out today. We love God today. We love the devil today. We serving God today. We serving the enemy tomorrow. God say, how long you going to be trapped? Yes. Until you able to take a stand. Yes. Come on. And make a decision. The enemy will begin to beat you down. Yes, it will. To the point you won't even be able to recognize yourself. That's why some people don't even know who they are today. Because they have refused to make a decision in their life. God has been calling you. God has been tugging on you. He's been waking you up in the midnight. Am I talking to somebody? Oh yeah, he's been tugging you. You can't even sleep. Amen. You've been on your job, just been crying, and you don't even know why. Come on. Things have just been happening around you. You don't even know why. God said, I'm trying to get your attention. Because what you don't understand, there's more in you than what you even know. So I'm so glad God allowed us to birth this ministry beyond the walls. Because see, at beyond the walls, you're going to go beyond what you think of yourself. You're going to go beyond what you know of yourself. And see, that's why God said, I've given you the platform. I've given you the opportunity to take hold to this very thing that I have for you. And I'm telling you, there's nothing in this world that's worth your joy. I wish I had somebody. I wish I had somebody. There's nothing in this world that's worth your peace of mind. I'm telling you. There's nothing in this world that's worth your happiness. I'm telling you. There's nothing, mother, in this world that's worth you giving up your call and giving up your walk. I'm telling you, there's nothing. There's nothing in this world that's worth you bearing the gift that God has gave you to use to edify the ministry. I'm telling you, there's nothing in this world that's worth you walking away from the very thing that God has given to you. There's nothing in this world. So I came to let you know today that it's worth the sacrifice. If I got to give up all temptation, it's worth the sacrifice. If I got to give up lying, cheating, and stealing, it's worth the sacrifice. Adultery, deceitfulness, everything that comes up under that umbrella is worth the sacrifice. My laziness, my slothfulness is worth the sacrifice. God is calling you to a higher height. See, before you can get there, you got to make a decision. I told you last week what it's going to be. It's going to be Bono's barbecue or Sunday's barbecue. You got to make a decision. You want Burger King or you want McDonald's? You got to make a decision. And some of us, we want everything. Like that old saying say, we want the cake and the ice cream, and we want everything that comes with the cherry on top, the sprinkles. We want everything. But God say everything that you want is not everything that you need. And one thing about God, and we're going to get into the word, because God say, listen, I will have no other God. It was the prophet Elijah that said to the people last week, he said, if you're going to serve God, then serve God. But if you're going to serve Baal, which is the idol God, then serve. He said, why waste your time going back and forth? Because he said, lukewarm is not going to get it. I either need you hot. You either going to be a sinner or a saint. A believer, holy. So you got to make a decision. And see, we begin to wonder why our life is a cycle. We wonder why we keep going through what we're going through. Because God said, I'm trying to get your attention, but you won't take a stand and make the right decision. And granted, I thank God for who he is, because there was many times in my life where I continued to make the wrong decision.
Yes, yes.
But one day,
Yes.
I made the right decision.
Yes.
And can I tell you, when I made the right decision, that the doors begin to open in my life? See, I'm not telling you that's something that somebody told me. I'm telling you something from his spirit. When you begin to make the right decisions in your life, you don't have to run behind no woman. You don't have to run behind no man. Because God said, I already got the man that you need waiting for you. Already got the woman that you need waiting for you. The promotion on the job is waiting for you. The new home, the new car is waiting for you. When you take a stand, woo! You're not here. You make a decision in your life. You talk about you want to live the scripture. Eyes haven't seen, ears haven't heard. Take a stand in your life. You want to see God open up a window of heaven in your life and pour you out a blessing. Take a stand in your life. How long you going to allow them drugs to beat you down? How long you going to allow that liquor to keep you right here drunk? How long you allow these people to keep you off track?
That's right.
How long? There's nothing in this world that's worth what God has for you. Matthew 22 and 37. I want to show you something else. I'm sorry. Yeah, let's go there. Let's go there. I want to do a theme. And I want to give you a foundational scripture. And then we're going to go home on a bonus scripture that ties in. Matthew 22 and 37. When you get it, just read it, whoever got it.
Jesus answered, love the Lord your God with all your heart, soul, and mind.
Go down to 40. Just read it all the way through 40.
This is the first and most important commandment. The second most important commandment is like this one, and it is, love others as much as you love yourself. All the law of Moses and the books of the prophets are based on these two commandments.
Do you see what Jesus is saying here? That if you love anything more than you love me, then you don't belong to me. There are things that we love more than we love God. I know I ain't gonna give any amens. I know y'all gonna act extra holy today. I know. There are some people that you love more than you love God. There's some habits and there's some addictions that you love more than you love God. But my Bible tells me in Matthew 22 and 37, you must love the Lord your God with what? All your heart, all your soul, and all your, anything that you give him more time to God than you give it to God, that's your God.
Yes. That's right. Yes, it is.
That's who you serve. A lot of us, we spend more time on Facebook and Snapchat and Instagram. We spend more time on social media than we spend with God. God said, that's your God.
Amen.
We spend more time chasing men and chasing women. God said, that's your God. Even in our careers, we spend more time on our careers more than we spend with God. God said, that's your God. He said, you must love God with all your heart.
Yes.
All your soul and all your mind. Yes. God want to know, if I tell you to walk away from something, do you love me enough to do it? Yes. God said, if I tell you to let something go, do you love me enough to let it go? Yes. If I tell you to detach yourself from something, God said, do you love me enough? goes back to you got to take a stand and make. There are things that we all love to do. Oh, I love these some women, y'all. I did, Pastor. I love women. Yeah, I like them. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. And I kept a couple of bonuses on Saturday and Sunday. Right after service, right after I got to play them drums at Beauty Baptist, I run into some woman house. I love it. But at the end of the day, God said, do you love me more than you love those women?
That's right.
And when I answered the call and took a stand, I'm not saying I was perfect, but what I did, I took control. I served the enemy notice that I love God more than I love you. And when I did that, God began to make a way out of no way. Everybody know what I'm talking about again. God began to order my steps. I'm talking about God began to direct my path. It wasn't long after that I met my wife. Yeah, it wasn't long after that I started walking my call. It wasn't long after that I moved to my house. Yeah. It wasn't long after that they gave me a little promotion on my job. Yeah. God said you don't have to be perfect, but you're going to have to take a stand in your life. You're going to have to strive. If it's good enough for me, then it's good enough for you. You're going to have to strive for perfection every single day. Because as long as you allow the enemy to keep you confused, you will never make a decision. You never make a decision. You never make one. God is going to test us often. Because God understands that there's some things and some people we pay closely attention to. And we are heavily attached to. And God said, what that thing and what that person is doing is getting in the way of me really using you. It's getting in the way of me really taking you to that next level in me. So God said, I need you to move from that. Because see, you don't spend enough time with me when you're connected to them.
That's right now.
So when you're doing that thing that you're doing, you're forgetting all about God.
That's right.
You ain't in your word like you should be. Because you caught up on that habit. You caught up on that addiction. You worried about who on your squad, who on your team, who really love you. You on your phone all day and all night. You ain't spent no time with God. The Bible declares that you need to meditate on God day and night. You can't meditate on God when you attach to something that God is trying to detach you from. It's worth the sacrifice. Can I show you something? Let's go to Matthew 19 and 28 and read it from 28 to 30. Let me show you something real quick. Matthew 19, 28, 29, and 30.
Jesus answered, yes, all of you have become my followers. And so in the future world, when the Son of Man sits on his glorious throne, I promise you will sit on 12 thrones to judge the 12 tribes of Israel. All who have given up home, or brothers or sisters, or father and mother, or children, or land for me will be given 100 times as much. They will also have eternal life.
Yes.
For many who are now first will be last, and many who are last will be first.
Did you not hear what God is saying to this? He said in verse number 29, y'all catch this. As Jesus and the disciples left the town. I'm sorry. Read the wrong one. It said, I assure you that when the world is made new, y'all catch this, and the Son of Man sits upon his glorious throne, you who have been followers will also sit on the 12 thrones, judging the 12 tribes of Israel. But catch verse number 29. And everyone who has given up houses, brothers, sisters, lovers, fathers, mothers, kids, property, for my sake, will receive 100 times as much in return and will inherit eternal life. But verse 30 hits you right in the mouth. But many who are the greatest now will be the least important then. And those who seem least important now will be the greatest then. What God is letting us know that if you are able to give up those things for God, God said, I have some great things in store for you. God said, you're going to sit right here on these thrones. That's why I say it's worth the sacrifice. Because see, what you got to first understand is this is not the end of the story down here. You got to first understand that you're living a life to what? Live again. That's right. So I'm telling you, whatever's trying to bombard you down, whatever's trying to keep you in your mess, whatever's trying to keep you in your sin, I'm telling you, it's worth the sacrifice. Because at the end time, in the judgment time, God said you can have a seat right there. Come on.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
So you think I'm allowed anything to hold me back from sitting right there? You think I'm allowed any habit addiction to stop me from sitting right there? Whatever I got to give up now, I just got to give it up. And see, often we waiting on people to walk away from us. No, God said you got to walk away from me. You keep going to the store and buying them drinks. You keep going to the weed man and buying the weed. He ain't gonna stop selling to you. As long as you come, he gonna make his money. As long as you go to the store and buy that liquor, they gonna keep raking it up. God said you waiting on people to stop, but he said no, you got to stop. Take a stand. Take a stand. Oh, so you think they're gonna really stop calling your phone? Oh, you really think they're gonna stop sliding your DM? Oh, okay. Oh, you really think they're gonna send you no messages late night? Okay. You got to put the block on the phone. You got to block their number. You got to erase the mess. You got to take a stand in your life. Because it's worth the sacrifice. God said, you're going to sit right here with me and you're going to judge. God said, I created this heaven. You're going to have your man. Ain't nothing worth it. I'm telling you. Heaven and earth, it's going to all pass. It's all pass. This is not the end. You can live your blessed life all you want. But you better understand, after your blessed life, you better be trying to live a life for God. Because see, this gonna pass over. You can enjoy life all, and that's fine. Enjoy life. But enjoy life living for Christ. Enjoy life doing your best and all that you can to serve God. Because I'm telling you, there's nothing that's worth your eternal life. The key word in verse number 29, everyone that has given up something. Yes. So you think you're the only one that got to give up something you love? Come on now. Come on. You think you're the only one that got to give up something you've been doing for a long time? You really think you're the only one that got to give up something, amen, that's been tempting you and causing you to fall? You really think you're the only one that got to give up something that you do on a regular basis? You're not the only one. That's right. Everybody that have given their life to God, there's a time that we had to give something up. Yes, yeah. Amen. Now y'all can mess around and play with me if you want to and think that you're going to be here forever and forever ever and forever ever and forever ever. But the truth of the matter is, if you're not living for God, if you're not striving for perfection every single day, see, when you open up your eyes, you ain't going to hear, well done, thy good and faithful servant. You're going to hear, depart from me because I knew you. You know why? Because you didn't know me while you was on earth. That's right. You didn't want to serve me while you was on earth. You didn't want to give up the things while you was on earth. So you think all of a sudden when you die, God is going to receive you? Amen. The songwriter says, this is not the time to get distracted. This is not the time to get off course. This is not the time to lose your focus. Because you got a work to do with the Lord. I wouldn't waste my time coming in here if I'm not trying to get right. Come on now. All right. Yes. Come on. Amen. I'm going to go out there and live my best life out there. That's right. Amen. I'm not even going to play with this. If I'm not going to strive to live right and do what God has called me to do, then I'm going to stay away from this. Yes, Lord. Yes, Lord. That's right. You cannot pretend and pump fake in the house of the Lord. God said, either you for me or you. Yes, me. And see, the test, it starts when you leave out here. Because everybody going to come in here and give God praise. Everybody gonna come in here and throw their hands up. Everybody gonna come in here and cry some tears every now and then. But the true test starts when you get out there.
That's right.
Now, are you willing to do it now? Are you willing to serve me now? Yeah, are you willing to let some folk go now? God said, I'm trying to change your circle. And every time I try to change your circle, you bring them same old people back in the...
Come on, God. Yes, Lord.
You've been praying, God, take them away, God. God, please, God, take them out of my life. And as soon as God take them out your life, you have one lonely night, and there you go calling them. It's worth the sacrifice. Let's go to Matthew. I'm going to end it on this. Let's go to Matthew 19 and 16. I want to end it with this. Because this goes and ties in good with our topic today. Matthew 19 and 16.
A man came to Jesus and asked,
Down to 30.
Teacher, what good thing must I do to have eternal life?
Yes.
Jesus said to him, why do you ask me about what is good? Only God is good. If you want to have eternal life, you must obey his commandments.
Yes.
Which ones? The man asked. Jesus answered, do not murder. Be faithful in marriage. Do not steal.
Uh-oh.
Do not tell lies about others. Respect your father and mother. And love others as much as you love yourself. The young man said, I have obeyed all of these.
Oh.
What else must I do?
Okay.
Jesus replied, if you want to be perfect, go sell everything you own.
Ooh.
Give the money to the poor, and you will have riches in heaven. Then come and be my follower. When the young man heard this, he went away sad because he was very rich. Jesus said to his disciples, I tell you, it's terribly hard for rich people to get into the kingdom of heaven. In fact, it's easier for a camel to go through the eye of a needle than for a rich person to get into God's kingdom. When the disciples heard this, they were greatly surprised and asked, how can anyone ever be saved?
Yes.
Jesus looked straight at them and said, there are some things people cannot do, but God can do anything. Peter replied, remember, we have left everything to be your followers.
That's right.
What will we get? Jesus answered, yes, all of you have become my followers.
Yes.
And so in the future world, when the Son of Man sits on his glorious
It is.
throne, I promise you, will sit on 12 thrones to judge the 12 tribes of
Ooh,
Israel.
there you go.
And who have given up home, or brothers and sisters, or father and
There you
mother,
go.
or children, or land, for me will be given 100 times as much. They will also have eternal life. But many who are now first will be last, and many who are last will be first.
Yes, God.
Yes.
Can I let you know, and I'm going to cut this short, but can I let you know that the man did not give up what God required him to give up?
Amen.
Can I let you know that there are some of us that God is requiring us to give up something, and we're going to be like this man here, and we're going to hold on to it, and we're not going to do what God has called us to do? The man said, God, what am I required to do to get eternal life? And God began to run down a list of commandments, about 6 of them. And he said, God, I'm doing all that. I'm good. That is some people in ministry. God, I come to church on time. God, I praise you. God, I'm on the worship team. I'm on the hospitality team, God. God, I come and I clean up, God. God, I come, God, and I show love to my brothers and my sisters. That's some of us, that's what we're doing. We're trying to bargain and reason with God. But God said, yep, you're doing all that, like you told him. But there's one thing, man of God, that you're holding on to. There's one thing, woman of God, that you refuse to let go. And what he did, he tested this man to see. He tested his faith to see, was he going to actually make a decision?
That's right.
And he walked away from God. God said, you're doing everything, but it's that one thing that I know that you're holding on to so dearly. It's your money. God said, a lot of you are doing a lot of things that God requires. But God, one thing about God, he will look right into the heart of man.
Yes, he will.
See, when you leave beyond the wall, see, Pastor, listen, I don't know what you're doing out there. And as God revealed it to me.
Yeah.
But in the eyes of the Lord, he see everything. And God knows what you're doing in here versus what you're doing out there. And so what he did, he put the man on blast. He said, if you truly love me, then sell it all. Give it all up. And sell all your possessions to the poor. And because he loved his money so much, because he loved his wealth so much, he refused to give. That's some of us. Because we love the things that we love so much, because we love the people that we love so much, we refuse to.
That's right.
How long though? How long are you going to continue to live that life that you're living? How long? How long are you going to continue to fall on your face? How long? How long? And you don't understand that this walk is just not about you.
That's right. Amen.
God didn't just put us here just to save ourselves. It said we're supposed to compel the lost to be Christ. So while you stuck between two opinions, and while you playing volleyball and tennis with your life, you holding up somebody else. The rich man, he didn't feel like it was worth it. The money was worth giving up for God. God said, if you do, man, I got this for you. I got this waiting on you if you do. Y'all don't know the many blessings that God has tied up for you because you won't take a stand in your life. Those that I have seen, and I've witnessed this with my own eyes, that have taken a stand, and they said, whatever I got to release, I got to release it. I'm telling you, I have seen God move.
Yes.
The marriage that was once on the rocks, because they took a stand, now God has brought them closer together.
Yes.
The financial struggles that they was once going through, now God has given them an abundance of blessings, an abundance of finances, because they took a stand. Whatever that wasn't good for us, because see, we think that things are good for us, and God said, no, it's not good for you. God said, let that go. God knows this man was going to die loving his money. Some of us would die loving the things and loving the people we love. If God don't step in, if God don't separate us, we're going to die holding on and loving that very thing to the end of our life. Yes. But I wish I had a few people that made a choice.
Yes. Yes.
I wish I had a few people that made a stand in their life.
Yes.
That this thing has beat me down long enough.
Yes.
That this person has deceived me long enough.
Yes.
That habit and addiction has embarrassed me and got me out here looking crazy long enough. So when God said, let it go, now I can take a stand and let it go. Yes. I'm tired of looking like a fool. I'm tired of going without. I'm tired of going lacking. So God is saying, now take a stand and make a decision now. Right. God said, whatever I'm calling you to let go, let it go.
That's right. That's right.
It's not worth it. It's worth the sacrifice.
Yes. Yes.
You may not have what you want here, but he said, hey, the last going to be.
That's right.
And all those that think they got it going on, that's first now, they're going to be. See, God got it all mapped out, see? See, who knows the ways of God?
That's right.
See, God understands that thing that you hold on to is going to take you down the road.
Yes. My God.
You won't be able to find your way back. God already see it before we see it. God already know it before we know it. You don't understand. I have stood here and I have prayed and I have prophesied over people's life, but I'm telling you, until you take a stand and make a decision, none of that is coming
That's right. That's right.
to pass. We want to get happy. We want to celebrate. When the man and woman of God speak over our life, we want to celebrate.
That's right.
But God said, that ain't it right there.
It's not.
There's some more things that's required of you.
Yes, Lord.
Some more things.
Yes. Yes, Lord.
Are you willing to let him go?
Come on now. Amen.
It says that Jesus replied, and I like the way Jesus did this too. the rich man, because it was really, he was just having a conversation with him. He said he wasn't preaching, he wasn't fussing, but he was simply talking because the man didn't know. He said, I assure you that when the world is made new and the Son of Man sits upon his glorious throne, you who have been my followers would also sit on 12 thrones, judging the 12 tribes of Israel. He's letting the man know that it's worth it, man.
Yeah.
Man, sell all that, it's worth it. Man, forget all that. It's man, let that go. Man, it's worth. I got something greater for you in store. He said it.
Yeah.
He said, and everyone who has given up houses and brothers and sisters and fathers and mothers and children, all that stuff, if you're willing to give it up.
Yes.
God is not saying that you can't love nobody.
Come on.
He's not saying that you can't have possessions. But when you begin to love things and people more than you love God, now we got a problem.
Got a problem then.
God said, I would have no other God. That's why I started off with Matthew 22 and 37, when it said, love the Lord your God with everything you got. So even if I don't have you, I still got God.
That's right.
Even if I don't have it, I still got God. Even if I don't have them, I still got God. And in my closing, in the man's response, in the response to the young man's question about what good deeds he needed to do in order to be assured of eternal life, Jesus told him to keep God's 10 commandments. Then Jesus listed 6 of them, all referring to relationship with others. When the young man replied that he had kept the commandments, Jesus told him that he must do something more. Sell everything and give the money to the poor.
Yeah.
Jesus' statement exposed the man's weakness. In reality, his wealth was his God, his idol, and he wouldn't give it up. Thus, he violated the first and greatest commandment. In order to get something, you must be willing to give up something. 1 Corinthians 13 and 11 says, when I was a child, I spoke as a child. I understood as a child. I thought as a child.
Yes, sir.
But when I became a man,
Yes, Lord.
I put away child. You ought to tell somebody it's time to grow up.
Time to grow up.
It's time to grow up. Come on, tell somebody it's time to grow up. If I'm your real friend, I'm going to tell you the truth. It's time to grow up. When you know better, you can't keep coming and hearing the word of the Lord and you're not applying it to your life. When you know better, you ought to do better. God has something greater for us. And I'm telling you, whatever you need to give it up, you got to give it up. Somebody, come on, I'm close right there. Put your hands together. I'm close right there. It's worth the sacrifice. It's worth the sacrifice. It's worth the sacrifice.
Amen.
I don't know what you're battling with. It's worth